detected.
Bro, see how fast that dude went down? Bro, I'm playing Call of Duty on console, baby. Oh, so nasty. Ugh, just filthy. Just filthy. Yo. Oh, go back. Just quit, man. They're gonna see I'm on mouse and keyboard for sure. Your skills plays on PC. He's probably on mouse and keyboard. His aim's too good. It's too good. It's too good. Too good. But you know why it's good? Because I am sponsored by Control Freak. This is a sponsored segment on this stream. If you guys want to get... Oh, 1 second. We got to pause the sponsor segment right now. Got to go kill this guy who couldn't even one-tap me with the all-red build, but it's all good. Oh, he got hit. Bro, I don't even know why he's running. Why are you running, buddy? You know why my aim's so good? Because I am sponsored by Control Freak. You guys can use code SKILLS and get 12% off your order. Sponsor segment. Thank you guys. Go controlfreak.com. Oh, you better quit, man.
Hostile Stinger Hive detected.
Bro, the damage is so crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This is like Call of Duty. It is.
Agent down.
Yeah. Oh, can you pick me up, please? Got the ass. The guy-
12 kills. Ugh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm using the Tinker right now. That's why I'm hitting so hard. Control Freak gives you 50% AR damage. Phone if you use close kill. Now back to our regular schedule PvP spanking. JP, it's a spotter build. 12-0, baby. Yo, this was a beating. So for this build, we are going to be running the Tinker Mask. This is going to allow us to put out an insane amount of damage that typically we wouldn't be able to do because we are tied to one talent. But the way we have this set up is now we can use 2 talents on 1 weapon. And that's because of the Tinker Mask. Now, if you guys don't know, the Tinker Mask gives you weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. And then we do have a 12% crit damage mod. We do have a bridge on here. If your primary and secondary weapons are not exotics or named items, and of the same type, the secondary weapon talents will be applied to the primary target. So for the weapons, we are using the Police M4. Now, typically with any type of high DPS red build, I personally like running the Lexington. But since you cannot use the Lexington and activate the second talent from the other weapon, the Police M4 is in the same weapon type as the Lexington. They both have 850 RPM, 50 round of the magazine. It just has a little bit less damage than the Lexington, but you're gonna make that up because of the way we have this set up. So we have 118,000 total damage, 85% headshot damage, and if we go down, we do have 28% weapon damage. Now remember, this expertise does not matter in conflict. So in conflict, this is a race, so it doesn't even really matter. We have assault rifle, health damage, and damage to targets out of cover. Now, we have flatline, amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulse enemies. Now, after the 4 kills, apply pulse to the next enemy you hit. So this is actually really cool because of the fact that you are going to be amplifying your weapon damage by 15% to every enemy, and every enemy we aim at will be pulsed. Now, we do have crit chance on the site 20 rounds on the magazine, a link laser pointer. This is going to allow us to pulse the enemy, and we have a 10% critical hit damage muzzle on this one. For our secondary, we are going to be running the F2000, which is the same weapon type as my Police M4 and assault rifle, and the talent we're going to be using is Streamline. So we're going to be increasing weapon damage by 42% when no skills are on cooldown. So what that means is we cannot use any skills for this build. So for this, the way you want to have it set up is you want to have Streamline on your secondary, and then on your primary, you have Flatline. A lot of damage just from this alone. For the chest, we are running the closer chest piece. This gives us 5% total armor. We do have armor on here. I do like having one roll of armor just to give us 954,000. I like being around that 1 million mark, well, a little under 1 million mark. I feel like one blue is perfect, especially for a red build, especially when you are playing Conflict. We have crit damage, crit chance, and critical hit damage mod here. Now, we do have perfect spot, so this is going to amplify total weapon damage and skill damage by 20%. The skill damage does not matter to us, but that amplifying total weapon damage is going to be insane on this build. We do have a one-piece Grupo Sombra for the 13% critical hit damage. We have weapon damage, crit chance, and critical hit damage. Again, this is how you guys are going to want to have this build set up. For the knee pads, we went with one of the best in slot knee pads depending on the build you're running, but the reason why is not because of the 10% rifle damage. It's called the Fox Prayer. It's because of the multiplicative you get from the 8% damage targets out of cover. So on this build, we are going to have 18% damage to targets out of cover because we have 10% on the Police M4 and then another 8% here. We have weapon damage and then critical hit damage. For the gloves, we're going with the contractor gloves. Again, this one we're doing not because of the LMG damage, but we are doing it because of the multiplicative of the 8% damage to armor. So we have weapon damage, damage to armor, and headshot damage here. But ideally, what you're going to want to do is go with something like this that has critical hit damage instead of this headshot damage. So this is typically what you would run. And then what you're going to do is you would just put weapon damage there. So you're going to want the contracted gloves to look just like this that I just set up. Where is it at? Right here. So something like this is how you're going to want to run the contracted gloves. Now for the backpack, we are running the Fenris backpack. This gives us 10% assault rifle damage. We have weapon damage. The crit damage isn't maxed out, but we get crit damage, crit chance, and a crit chance mod on here. Vigilance, which increases total weapon damage by 25%. So again, we have a lot of total weapon damage on here. We're amplifying a lot, and it's just so much damage that it's going to shred it. And what you notice with this build, I am sitting about 55% crit chance, but in Conflict, that's going to be 45%. Now, if you do want to increase this to 60% so that way you're at least at 50% for Conflict, what we're going to do is need to put another crit chance mod on there somewhere. Or maybe if you have a crit damage mod on one of your weapons, you can swap that to crit chance. Play with it a little bit, but yeah, you kind of want this to be at 60% because you do not have your Shade Watch level or your expertise in Conflict. Now, we do have 151% crit damage, 75% headshot damage, 8% armor damage, and 21% health damage, plus the 18% damage to targets out of cover on this build. And that's why this build is pretty insane to use, as you guys are seeing here. It does not matter what skills you're running because realistically, you're going to want to be able to run 0 skills so you can have Streamline and Flatline both procced. Now, you are going to be using the Technician class because that gives you the link laser pointer that you can use that will pulse enemies by aiming at them. So that allows your build to work. But yeah, this is probably the most updated spotter build out there. Now, this build right here is going to hit the most to the head. Now, if you are doing damage to the body because you're not hitting as many headshots, my recommendation is you're going to swap out the Overlord knee pads and you're going to put something like this for the Cheska. And then that's how you're running. So you either run it like this. If you're hitting more body shots, you're going to hit harder with this by a little bit. If you're hitting more headshots, then you're going to hit harder with the Fox Prayer. So you have to decide how you want to run it. If you notice you're hitting more body shots than headshots, then put the Cheska knee pads on there. And then just adjust the crit chance and crit damage to be at 60%. So then it's 50% when you're in Conflict. But that's it, guys. Hey, hopefully this video helped you guys out. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, nothing but skills out.